Have you ever felt the incredible pull of potential within you, a sharp, undeniable intelligence, yet found yourself constantly derailed by the whispers of distraction, the fleeting thoughts that scatter your focus like leaves in a storm? It's a common plight, this battle for command over our own minds. And it's a battle that many lose without even realizing it. But what if I told you there's a path to victory? A way to harness that inner power and direct it with pinpoint precision towards your greatest aspirations. This is the story of Ethan, a young man who learned this profound truth, not through easy triumph, but through the bitter taste of missed opportunity. Ethan was, by all accounts, a brilliant mind. From a young age, his teacher spoke of his exceptional intellect, his ability to grasp complex concepts with remarkable ease. He possessed a quick wit, a thirst for knowledge, and a natural curiosity that promised a future of limitless possibilities. Yet, despite this inherent gift, Ethan often found himself falling short of his true potential, particularly when it came to his studies. His biggest adversary wasn't a challenging subject or a difficult teacher, it was his own mind. When it was time to study, Ethan would open his books with the best intentions, but within minutes, his gaze would drift. A bird chirping outside his window, the faint hum of traffic, a half-formed idea for a new game, or even the texture of the wallpaper. Anything and everything became a more compelling focal point than the pages before him. He'd checked his phone, doodle in the margins, stare blankly into space, lost in a labyrinth of irrelevant thoughts. Hours would pass, and he'd close his book with a sense of frustration. He had absorbed little, yet felt utterly exhausted. He was intelligent enough to understand the material, but lacked the discipline to engage with it consistently. This pattern continued, a silent erosion of his potential, until a crucial moment arrived. The scholarship exam. This wasn't just any test. It was his gateway to a prestigious university, a chance to secure his future. Ethan knew the stakes were high, and he genuinely wanted to succeed. He tried to prepare, but the same old habits plagued him during the exam itself. Surrounded by the hushed intensity of focused students, Ethan found his mind wandering again. He'd read a question. His intelligence immediately grasped the underlying principle, but before he could formulate a coherent answer, his thoughts would flit elsewhere. What he'd have for dinner, a funny meme he'd seen that morning. Time slipped away. Answers remained incomplete. A profound sense of dread settled over him. The results came, and with them, a crushing disappointment. Ethan had failed to secure the scholarship. It wasn't because he lacked knowledge, it was because he lacked focus. That moment was a turning point. The realization hit him with the force of a physical blow. Intelligence alone was a beautiful but untamed beast, without discipline, without direction. It was destined to wander aimlessly, never reaching its true destination. Ethan understood then that he needed to learn not just what to think, but how to think, how to control the very engine of his mind. Determined to change, Ethan sought guidance. He heard whispers of an old mentor, a man known only as Coach Harris. Coach Harris wasn't a traditional academic tutor. He was silent, observant, precise. His wisdom arrived through quiet parables and simple, profound exercises. When Ethan finally found Coach Harris, he poured out everything: his frustrations, his failed exam, his inability to focus. Coach Harris listened patiently. Then he spoke. "Your mind, Ethan," he said calmly, "is like a wild horse. It's powerful, magnificent, capable of incredible speed. But if you don't train it, if you don't hold the reins, it will bolt in any direction it pleases and leave you far from your chosen path." He gave Ethan his first task, simple, almost too simple. For the next week, Coach Harris said, "Choose one single goal each day. Visualize only that goal. Sit down, commit. Do not let your gaze wander. If a distraction appears, acknowledge it, but do not engage. Let it pass like a cloud. In the sky, your mind must be a fortress." Ethan tried. It was excruciating at first. Every fiber of his being screamed for distraction. But he remembered. The wild horse. He struggled. He stumbled, but he did not stop. Slowly, the moments of clarity grew longer. After a week, Ethan returned. "It's hard," he admitted, "but I felt moments of focus." Coach Harris smiled. "Good. Now, we build discipline." Mental discipline isn't force, it's training. After day, Ethan followed the rules. 15 minutes. No phone, no noise. When his mind drifted, he pulled it back. Not harshly, gently. "Not now. Focus." It wasn't sudden. Some days were harder than others. But Ethan learned something crucial. Discipline is not perfection. It is persistence. Slowly, his concentration sharpened. His understanding deepened. His confidence grew. When the next exam arrived, Ethan was ready. He sat down. He breathed. He focused. And this time, his mind obeyed. The results were extraordinary. Ethan ranked among the top students in the country. His intelligence, finally guided by discipline, had been unleashed. Ethan's journey is a reminder. Your mind is powerful, but power without control goes nowhere. Discipline is the reins. Focus is the path, and the potential has always been within you. Asterisk, asterisk, if this story touched your heart, help spread the message. Like the video, share it immediately, and hit that subscribe button with the bell so you don't miss the next inspiring lessons. See you again soon.